Okay, so today we're talking about CRMs, specifically the CRM that we use.
Yeah.
That's called Agent HQ, a system that I've been using for about 3 years, but we rolled out to our community about 6 months ago. And it's a cool build out.
Super cool.
So let's go back to the basics of like, what is a CRM?
So CRM stands for Customer Relationship Manager or Management, and all it is just a great way to have all your customers, all your contacts in a database, and then reach out to them, follow up. That's it in a nutshell.
So in real estate, people talk about this a lot. Like, what system do you use? Like, I'm thinking about changing. Like, they're kind of thinking about this kind of thing a lot. In other sales jobs, people use this stuff. Usually it's just whatever their employer provides. If they're selling Chevy pickups, they've got a system that they use. And I just bought a truck recently, and like the salesperson would like text me from that number and then text me from her cell phone. It's like kind of annoying. But then she got to send me one thing. She got to do it from this other number. Fine. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, she was using some kind of like built-in CRM that they have. So it's not just real estate, but when it comes to real estate, it is very useful.
Yeah.
We often find agents, though, that don't use the CRM.
No, a lot of the ones that have been doing it a long time, they just use their phone or they have a spreadsheet.
Yes. It's kind of two different groups. Some that have been doing it a long time and some that are just not doing very much business.
Yeah.
Like if you're selling 10 houses a year, it might not be that much to keep up with.
Damn it. Should have turned it off.
You're good. You can at least silence it. Yeah. Who has their ringtone active? How old are you?
I want to miss a call.
So if you're only selling 10 houses a year, you could do a really simple system, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you're trying to do quite a bit more, you need more functionality. But oftentimes realtors, they're doing a bunch of different things. They have a bunch of different systems. They have one that's just kind of tracking their deals. They have another one that's like sending out emails for them. They have another one that's maybe doing something else.
Yeah.
So with the system, what we've built is a way to put all those things together. Now, it's not that novel, but it's super capable. And we're going to go through kind of the 5 things that are the best about it.
Yeah. No, CRMs are interesting because a lot of agents just spend their time researching CRMs, and there's maybe 5 to 10 big players.
Right.
They all serve their own purpose.
Yeah.
But I've used like probably 4 to 5 of them. None of them are as universal as the one that we have, Agent HQ. And probably none of them are, like, Agent HQ is not very well known either, but it provides solutions to the stuff that all the CRMs try to tackle in the best way that I've found, which is interesting.
So the primary thing a CRM's trying to do is organize contacts, potential clients, and give you a way to communicate with them.
Yeah.
So a lot of systems, you'll have some kind of phone number built into it. You'll have a way to integrate an email account. You can maybe even make phone calls from it.
Yeah.
The way that we do that within our system, Agent HQ, is you buy a phone number, it gets A2P certified, which is a whole process. A2P is a new thing that happened. It's app to person. So if you're talking from an app to a person and you don't have an 800 number, then you have to go through this certification just to verify you are a legitimate company.
Yeah.
And that you give people a chance to opt out and those kind of things. So one of my favorite things about Agent HQ is the communication. And it's actually why I originally came over to the system. The ability to see calls, texts, emails, and pipeline updates all in the same thread was like game changer for me.
Huge.
Even Instagram DMs in the same spot.
It's nice.
And I've been using it so long now that I hardly even realize that other people don't have that.
Most people don't.
Oftentimes, email doesn't integrate that well into CRMs.
Yeah.
So you just keep your email separate. You go to gmail.com and you log into your custom email and you do it there.
I used to copy and paste them into the notes.
Exactly. Yeah, you
From my
copy and paste
Gmail.
emails. But if it's all just in there, you can track so much better, but also you can just get your work done so much more effectively and efficiently.
You know exactly where you left off with a customer.
Yeah.
Especially if you have, like for us, where we have 800 people in there. Then when someone calls and you haven't talked to them in a while, you can look it up and see exactly where you left off and not look like you weren't being intentional with them.
So when I first started the business, when I didn't have the system, it was kind of amalgamation of things I was using. I was using CallRail for my phone number. The reason I was using CallRail is because I didn't want to put my actual cell phone number on the YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I was using this voice over IP number, and it would ring to my phone. And it would say YouTube. Great. That service would record the call, but then it got really messy, like integrating that into my CRM because it didn't always pull the right name. It didn't always pull the information. It definitely didn't pull the call recording. So that was a big thing I was excited to like cut away, is that phone service that I was paying $50 a month for.
Yeah.
We pay about $20 a month on Agent HQ for our usage.
Mm-hmm.
We don't pay for other chunks of things like that, other monthly subscriptions.
No.
So communicate is a big part of a CRM. Organize is the next part.
Yeah.
So like what is going on with each contact, but then how do they categorize together? So we have tags we can do that with. We have smart lists we can do that with. But then the next thing is we have pipelines we can do that with.
Mm-hmm.
So explain a little bit about what a pipeline is.
So the best way to look at it is it's a funnel, and your lead customer goes from one stage. They come in one stage, and the goal is to get them to the very end.
Yeah.
At that last stage, and you drag and drop, very simple, move them from stage to stage, and you can build it out to whatever works best for you. If you're someone that likes to have a lot of stages, that's totally fine. If you just want a couple, that's good too. But the whole idea is that you can go into your pipelines and look from like a bird's eye view and see exactly where each customer is.
Right.
And then just kind of know which ones to touch on to get them in that next stage. And it breaks down your goals. So you really...
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Your goal is to just get this customer from this inbound stage to hopping on a Zoom call. That's your main goal, not to close them. That'll happen eventually.
And that's a big struggle in real estate is you have this contact and you're like, I want to get them closed. It's like, no, that's not the objective right now. So our pipeline's pretty spread out. So they're inbound, and then we're scheduling a strategy call with them. Then that call's booked at the next stage. And then we need to schedule a buyer process call. And then the next stage is it's booked. And then after that, we've kind of defined their timeline. We can fit them in a kind of more of a timeline bucket, whether it's like 90 days or less, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
As soon as possible, whatever.
And
then they end that pipeline under contract.
They do. Yep.
Once they're closed, they go into a different pipeline, like our client care pipeline.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's like, have they got a review yet? Have they gone over to Client Giant yet? Stuff like that.
Right. But those are the three main things that are really kind of CRM specific. Organizing all the clients, communicating with all the clients, and then like getting them through some kind of funnel.
Yeah.
It's like from A to B to C to D, however long the funnel is.
And with most CRMs, you're kind of stuck with what they have.
Yeah.
With this, like you can do it however you want. Like if you want hundreds of tags just to help you look up people, go for it. If you want a couple, that's fine. If you want a list for buyers and a list for sellers, that's cool too. If you want a list with us, we have YouTube buyers, we have open house buyers. You can change it and make it work to you, to whatever works best for you, whatever's going to make you use a CRM.
Right.
If you don't use it, there's no point.
So let's talk about a practical way that you could tag people in real estate. So say they're closed clients and you want to send an email to them, inviting them to a client event. You could grab everybody in the client care pipeline. You could also grab everybody with a closed tag. And then we'll move on to the next thing that I want to talk about with Agent HQ. You could send them a beautiful custom email that you used to pay some kind of service for.
Yeah.
You used to pay MailChimp or Constant Contact or something to send out this nice email. You can do it all right within the system. Like drag and drop a design, build it, template it, send it out.
Very user-friendly.
Very, very user-friendly. But that's just something that agents think they need to do. Like, I need to send a weekly market update email to my database.
Yeah.
Great. Good idea. Get in front of them. But having that integrated into your CRM.
Huge.
And then you go to that client and you're like, oh, they got that email. I can see they opened it.
That's
even with that little icon right there. All that data, so valuable whenever you're looking at that potential client, and you're like, how do I get them to the next step? Oh, I see they're responding to emails, but they're not responding to texts. Let's send them this more direct email with a call to action, inviting them to schedule a call.
Yeah.
Right? There's like even a very practical way that's valuable.
Yeah. No, huge. I mean, we have like the engagement score, or based on how much they're responding, their score changes, and then we can adjust our strategy based on that. But that's just one way to use that feature.
Right.
Could do it totally different way. They didn't open the email. Put them in a different part of the workflow where you try text instead.
Yeah. Right.
It's like just.
Yeah, we haven't even got to automations.
We haven't. Yeah, you're jumping ahead.
The next thing is landing pages.
Mm-hmm.
A landing page is a website. Something that people click on, or they scan a QR code, or they open it somehow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that you could use landing pages in this business. Like we do webinars occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
It's a landing page. It's a website that people go to that has our custom domain integrated. They sign up for that, and then it pushes them like through this funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Not similar to the pipelines, but this is a series of web pages.
Mm-hmm.
So they register, then it's like, thank you for registering. Do you also want to sign up for this thing? Do you want to schedule a call? Like you could do all kinds of things in there.
You can, yeah.
One of the ways that I think I want to start using this more is with open houses.
Yeah.
So we can have a property-specific landing page.
Mm-hmm.
QR code, people scan. Or we could have it open on an iPad there at the open house. We could have it both ways.
Yeah.
Could have even like a pull-up banner with the QR code on it.
Yeah.
Register here, more house info, have a video on there, have all the photos on there.
All that.
Then they have to opt into that page.
Mm-hmm.
Then next we're going to talk about automations. But you could have some kind of thing built out to where 30 minutes later, 45 minutes later, hey, are you still looking at houses today? Is there anything else I could help you see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even something that simple.
Makes a huge difference.
Huge.
Yeah, 'cause traditionally you'd have to get a sign-in sheet and then go and type in everybody. You can't
Exactly.
you can't read their handwriting.
Which, sure, not a huge
that.
problem, but
Yeah.
how do we just make that way easier?
Wait, yeah.
Automate it. You don't even think about it.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So automations is next.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us kind of a basic definition of what an automation is.
An automation would be
Start like with a trigger.
the trigger would be they fill out a form for a call, and then maybe you have a text going out saying, hey, looking forward to our call on this date. Here's a link to add it to your calendar. Maybe you get a notification that someone booked the call, and then maybe they get automated text reminding them about this appointment that they have, which helps everybody just not forget.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to forget this kind of stuff.
Right.
But hard to remember to do all that, like 24 hours before, 12 hours before, 1 hour before, all that.
Right.
It's like way too hard.
So let me explain a bigger automation that we use.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody goes into the buyer pipeline,
Yeah.
a new lead calls,
Mm-hmm.
can you guys help me buy a house?
Yeah.
They go in as an inbound lead. They automatically, this is the automation, get a checklist in their profile
They do, yeah.
of things that need to be done to get them through those first few steps.
Mm-hmm.
These are things like set up their search on the MLS, connect them with a lender, schedule their buyer process call. It's very basic things. But once they go into the pipeline, that's the trigger that this checklist gets added.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's other automations built in within the checklist.
Yeah.
Like when you check off send to mortgage company,
Yeah.
we have our preferred lender connected to that system. When you check that off, it sends him and his partner
Yep.
an email and a text with the information of the client and notes
Yeah. And a section
automatically.
notes specific to them, how I want them to reach out
Exactly.
to them, what might help, what might work,
Yeah.
all that. I mean, the inbound automation is that we built, and you start small,
Yeah.
and then you build that, you add on stuff, and yeah, maybe it doesn't work, but you figure it out. But we've got it now to where it sorts seller, renter, buyer,
Yeah.
spam.
Right. Yeah, we do get some spam.
We do, yeah.
So automations, there's a lot of things you can do with them, and I like having them specific to pipelines and specific to pipeline stages.
And we've learned how to leverage them well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of realtors like the idea of automation, don't have to think about it, don't have to do anything. That's not the goal. The goal is to make it easier to be more intentional with customers in a way that is time efficient.
Yeah. I mean, it's not how do you take a 4-hour task and make it take 0 minutes. How do you make it take 10 minutes? Right?
Yeah. Just get up early,
Yeah.
send out all the texts you got to send out. Like we have it manually now. We used to have it just automatically send out text,
Yeah.
but now we've found it's like a little bit better to do it manually, and it takes maybe 5 minutes longer.
Yeah.
You learn. You learn what works for you, and you adjust it based on that, which other CRMs don't do.
You respond to, are you converting?
Yeah.
Are these people answering your messages? Are they calling you back? Are they buying what you're selling?
Mm-hmm.
If they're not, then maybe it's too automated or it's not frequent enough. Like there's something going on. Then that's like you want to get to that point to where you need to solve the problem.
You do, yeah. And every now and then, I mean, you run into an automation that's just like a massive success. Like our review automation.
Yeah.
That thing's crazy.
So we have an automation that just reminds people to leave a review on Google.
Yeah. But does it in like a drip format so that we're not sending 90 people a review request and then get flagged by Google. No, it's like 2 a day for the next 60 days or something.
Because sometimes when you're closing a deal, like it's just hard to get to it. People are like moving, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We ask them for it. We've worked hard to get better at asking for that. But still, somebody left a review 2 days ago and I closed her 3 years ago.
It's crazy.
They probably left a review on Zillow whenever they first bought.
Yeah.
Because that's what I asked for back then.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Left an awesome, like thoughtful review.
No, it's great.
So that kind of like re-engagement with past clients. So it's not just getting people closed.
Mm-hmm.
You can achieve all kinds of objectives with something like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Whatever you want. That's what I tell people.
So next, let's talk about integrations because we just brought up Google My Business.
Mm-hmm.
Google My Business is obviously like you search on Google Maps or Google and you find a business. You can read its reviews. You know, a lot of people did this with restaurants for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yelp got really popular with that. Now Google has kind of taken over this space because everybody wants reviews. Yeah. Whether it's a plumber or a pool company or a restaurant or a realtor, they want reviews.
Mm-hmm.
We just integrate that system completely into Agent HQ.
Mm-hmm.
So not only does it know which link to send, it just makes it really easy for us to respond to their review all within the system. There's even some AI things that will respond for us if we want to use that, that actually work really well.
Yeah.
All of it's just integrated.
Yeah.
You literally click on a contact and you say send review request.
That's it.
All within the same system. You're not going and copy and pasting a link. Like, no, it's all connected.
Yeah, even the AI functions are crazy, but
yeah. So Google My Business is one big thing you can integrate. Another thing is social media. You know, agents often know they should be active on social media, especially if they want to generate business from their sphere of influence, like within those realms, whether Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Within Agent HQ, you can just connect those systems, schedule those posts. You can respond to direct messages within the system.
Yeah.
A lot of that, so you don't have to go from app to app to post or to remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could have an assistant go in and schedule 5 days of posts.
You can, yeah. And
you just know they're going to go out.
When you start getting more engagement too, it's really hard to follow up.
It is.
But if anybody's ever DM'd anybody with over 100,000 subscribers or followers, and they've gotten a response back, feels really good.
So good.
The fact that you can systemize that and actually do it, if you do have a following, easily, is a big win.
Yeah, like Will on that call yesterday, he has 200,000 followers or something. He was like, I usually get back to everybody within an hour.
Yeah.
It's like hard for people to believe, but that's like the primary thing he does is engage with agents that have questions. And I text him all the time, so I know how long it takes him to get back.
Yeah.
But it's hard for people to believe unless it's systematized.
Yeah. And he's probably still doing it himself.
He is.
But just the fact that it's in a clear-cut system makes it way easier. I mean, just the fact that you can actually type and not like type on your phone.
He does it all on his phone, actually.
He does it? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I can't. I hate typing on my phone.
His is way more like he's on his phone, like doing that kind of stuff all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's his job within their business. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I was going to say the next big one is probably like website integration, like the fact that you can connect all that. I mean, people pay a premium for that on other CRMs.
They do. So a lot of realtors want like an IDX site. This is not built around that. An IDX site is like a pretty search site. Mm-hmm. Kind of Zillow looking search site where people can search, and then oftentimes your CRM that's connected to that is responding to people based on their behavior within your site. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a narrow way to view it.
Yeah.
You can integrate all kinds of other things. Like we have forms on our website that go into our CRM. We have, calendar links on our website that go into the CRM. So calendar's a big thing that you can integrate. So I was using Calendly for years to get people to schedule Zoom calls or to, connect with people like that. Now I have a couple different calendars set up on Agent HQ. Super easy to click into and just sign up like that. Yeah. It all connects and two-way communicates and checks for conflicts, and all of it works like so well.
It's pretty wild how well it works.
Yeah.
And that not many people know about it.
I know. Then all of this is also on an app. So app for your phone connects to it all really easily. You can do calls, texts, and emails all right within there. You can manage the pipelines. You can do a lot of stuff. You can't do everything like you can on a computer. You can't like integrate new things.
No,
you can't build workflows. But you can do a lot of the work, especially the daily work needed.
Yeah, I mean, you've got your dialer, you hit start, and it'll just go for your follow-ups. If you want to build it out that way, if you really like calling people.
Right.
Or you hit start and your manual texts that need to go out for that.
So this gets into my question that we worked through when we first started partnering together. Okay, you open the CRM. What do you do next?
For first thing I do?
No, just like in general, what should a realtor do?
Just start using it. Start texting.
But that's like saying like start real estating.
Yeah. Okay, good point.
No.
Okay, if I were to okay. So when I started with Agent HQ, I hated it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the worst. So complicated, so hard. Much prefer what I know or something else that's more simple. That's because I didn't try to get any help or try to read up about it. Now we've built it out now, and I think I've recognized that people have that difficulty with it.
Yeah.
And need somebody to go in and show them that, yeah, you can go try like Real Geeks and figure out how to integrate everything, or you can just know that everything is done. Just ask us what solution we can solve in your business, and then we'll show you how this does that. And once you build it out once, you might spend a week building it out, but then it just using it is the easiest thing in the world.
So many people get stuck on the build out though. I'm still just setting it up. I'm setting it up. So add context in there.
Yeah.
Set up some kind of pipeline. And then on paper, define what happens in that pipeline. This person gets contacted every day. This person gets contacted once a week.
Yeah.
This person has an MLS search set up. So I'm just going to reach out to them weekly and ask about their search. Like reaching out to people, depending on what stage they are in the funnel, is really what people need to do. Whether you have 5 people in there or you have 500 people in there.
Yeah. I guess I would say the main goal then would be to be as intentional as find your way to be as intentional as possible, and then find out how to get as many details in there for each client as possible. That would be me.
Yeah.
Because the more details you have, the more intentional you can be.
I mean, some of that's just like tactics, though. It's like,
that is true.
Yeah, when you're on the phone, be personable. Yeah, of course.
But you can be so much more personable if you have that thing in their notes that says they live in Maryland.
Yeah, with specific details, there's so much more you can do. Yeah. So that's more of like a practice. Like whenever you're talking to somebody, be taking notes. Tell people you're taking notes.
Yeah.
Sorry if you hear the keyword. I'm just taking notes while we're talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say about that thing? Like
people understand that.
People understand that they called for help.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
This is part of your process of how you're going to help them.
Yeah.
So they don't just understand, they like it.
They do. They do like it.
I have a couple friends that I like to keep up with from other states that I used to live in. And I've told them, like, hey, I just put you on my calendar as like a reoccurring reminder to reach out. So
yeah.
I'm going to text you at least once a month because, Tanner, you came up on my calendar.
And
like, I hope that doesn't feel impersonal, but I want to keep in touch with you.
No, yeah.
People like it.
As opposed to what? Just forgetting about people?
Yes.
Which is what most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So that's the basics. Get everybody in there. Assemble some kind of pipeline, some kind of funnel.
A rough plan.
Some kind of general timeline. And then based on where people are, engage with them.
Yeah.
Close them.
Improve. You'll constantly tweak it.
Yeah, you will.
That's better than just build. It's never going to be built out perfect. Nobody's going to do that. Even Agent HQ, it's changing. It's getting better and better.
Yeah, we're adding new
as time goes
automations
on,
all the time. Those get rolled out in our Tech Tuesday call. Like we can show people how to use those. We can plug them into their account really easily.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun.
Yeah.
I've been testing this other thing on another account I have with Agent HQ. It's called CloseBot.
Yeah.
It's this AI bot that chats back with people. So the automation is set up if they come in with a specific tag, it starts them with this call.
Mm-hmm.
It starts them with this text. So they come in with a specific tag, they get this text, and then the bot, its one objective is book an appointment.
Yeah.
And it chats back and forth, proposing times, proposing dates.
All that.
And when they say, great, that time works, or they say, how about 10:30? Then the bot just recognizes what its objective is and just schedules the 10:30 appointment, automates the emails that goes out. I get a text that someone booked an appointment.
No, that's huge.
So like that kind of system works too. Like depending on what the leads were coming in like. If they were coming in from a really cold source like Facebook ads. Something like CloseBot could be really valuable.
Yeah, big time.
It's just a text that goes out right away. Hey, this is Sam with Living in Tampa. You clicked on our ad. I'd love to hop on a call and show you we're real people and we're here to help you.
That's huge.
Does tomorrow work?
Yeah.
And then they're like, tomorrow doesn't work. It's like, okay, what about another time this week? Then like the bot can just do all that for you.
Yeah, Agent HQ provides solutions for people who bring in 10,000 leads a month and people who bring in 50 leads a month.
No matter what type of lead source.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have really warm organic leads that come in.
Yeah.
They feel kind of like referrals. We work them a very specific way.
Yeah.
But if you have a way to bring in tons of cold leads, we can set up systems that book those on calls for you.
Yeah, we're under contract with a realtor who does $50 million a year in volume, and it's all Sphere.
Yeah.
So she maybe brings in 1 or 2 leads a month.
Right.
Or leads, really they're contacts.
Yeah.
But we could, it's just crazy to think about how we could build out Agent HQ for someone like her.
Be so fun.
To bring her an additional like 20 million a month.
Yeah.
20 million a year, maybe a month. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
But just organizing and figuring out a way to do that.
And she's older, been in the industry a long time, very established, operates like from a spreadsheet.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, we could help so much. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's just so universal.
And a lot of this is kind of separating the two jobs that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So we call ourselves realtors. We do help people buy and sell real estate. But before they're under contract, we're marketers.
Yeah.
And we're marketing our services to them
mm-hmm.
to try to get them to trust us for this thing.
Yeah.
So if we don't approach this like a marketer, but we approach this like a realtor, it just doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
I actually think that's one of the reasons that Zillow is more popular than Realtor.com. People are cautious of realtors. They're just trying to sell me.
Yeah.
Even Nathan at the listing appointment was like, yeah, but like the difference you make, if I reduce my price by $25,000, you only make $1,000 less, and I, make $24,000 less. We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
We know.
Like that, we probably just wanted to sell quick because we're realtors.
And I'm okay with acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If time isn't a barrier for you, then let's go higher.
Mm-hmm.
But the mindset of that, you have to approach your CRM like a marketer.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody else is doing it. You get text campaigns from all kinds of random companies.
Yeah.
To potentially buy their product or service. We got to do the same things.
Yeah.
We have to catch up to what is standard in marketing. We want people to trust us to be realtors.
Yeah, and there's a cool way to do that, which I like. Especially when you have a bit of a brand. Just elevates the whole thing.
Right.
None of our workflows are built around convincing anybody to buy a house.
No, but if they needed to be, they could.
Yeah.
In this other business that we're building, they are.
Yeah, that's
They're convinced around. They're built around convincing someone to book a call.
Yeah.
And it works.
It really does. Yeah, it depends on your style. Bless you.
It depends on what work you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do the work of building a brand and getting organic leads?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do the work of converting colder leads?
And
You can have the same outcome. I promise you, year 4, year 5 could be the same kind of referral repeat business. No matter where you begin, you just choose the work that you're interested in, you're capable of doing, and that helps you achieve your goal.
Yeah.
That's the filter to choose that first thing.
And probably so with Agent HQ, if I were to talk to a realtor about it, right,
Yeah.
I would say the best part about it is that it's a one-stop shop. It's all in one. All these things that we talked about.
And so many things we didn't talk about. Facebook ad integration, all kinds of things like this.
So much better than figuring out how to connect them with Zapier or something like that, which you explain Zapier to a new realtor, there's like your head hurts.
Yeah, they think they have to like be an IT person to be a realtor nowadays.
Be a realtor. No, this is all set up. You come in, you tell us your problem, you tell us how you like to work the leads.
Yeah.
Cold, warm, whatever it is, sphere. We'll build this out just the way you like it, the way that works well for you, the way that actually converts them.
Absolutely.
Totally unique.
So cool.
Very cool.
It's you used the analogy earlier that it's like a universal remote. I hated universal remotes as a kid.
Yeah.
I think of it more like it's like you're building a supercar.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you want that body, you want that part. Yeah, piece it together however you want.
Yeah.